This
meeting is being recorded.
Yes, this meeting is being recorded. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for leading your chapters. Thank you for doing what you're doing to help your chapters grow. And that means all the businesses in your chapters are growing. You're working the B&I system and everybody's making more money. That's our goal. That's what we hope is happening. Here is what we hope is happening in the next hour or so. We are going to start, as we so often do, with our vision, core values, and some recognition. Got a little poll. I think I have a little poll. I think I did that. If I don't have a little poll, we'll just put it in the chat. And then, as we have done before, and I think you like it, if you don't, I hope you'll let your CSC or me know, we're going to do breakout rooms by topic so that you can have conversations with coaches and with your colleagues in other chapters to find out what's working, get your questions answered, and maybe brainstorm a little bit. And then let's see what you learned. That's my favorite part of the hour, is when you get to tell us the ideas you had in your breakout rooms. So-and-so told me this really great thing. We're going to try in my chapter. You're part of something huge, not just your chapter, not even just B&I Colorado, but B&I around the world. So it's great to be networking with people for good ideas for all kinds of things. Then I want to make sure you leave completely informed as much as you can, and we'll have some time for Q&A at the end. All right, Ms. O'Connell, are you here with us to read our vision today? What are we here for? What are we about?
Yes, I am.
Let's hear it.
So here in Colorado, we're about understanding the connection between chapter success and business success. Our members and regional support team enthusiastically and positively engage with one another to grow, learn, and serve in ways that matter.
Yes, yes. Do you see examples of that in your chapters, Heather, that you support?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? The term I love in there is positively engaged, because if we're doing that, then we're right on where we should be.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. And I love that we're creating that kind of a culture in all of our chapters, because we're grownups, right? And we can all resolve our issues by using our words, and we can help each other, and we can encourage each other and support each other. Thank you for that. Well, Heather's not the only one on this team who really gets what we're doing and gets to have those kinds of interactions with our members. This is your chapter success coach team for Denver, for the north of Denver, and for the Western Slope. These are amazing individuals. Most of them are also members of chapters, and they support 1, 2, 3, or more chapters. So they get to see the best and the worst of all the things that make a B&I chapter. They're a great resource for you. And so if you have questions about what's making your chapter tick, how you can improve things, these are great people to do that. Also, if you would like to be part of this team, let us know that, because we are launching new chapters and expanding all the time, and we need more people to do what they're doing, the heroes of the region. So thanks to all of you. Put in the chat, who are your favorite people? What is so amazing about your coach? Is your coach extra supportive, quick on responding, bring great ideas? What's great about your coach? Because I think they're all pretty great in lots of ways, but I want to know what they do in your chapter and how they're helpful for you. Thank you for all you do, all the way from A to T, from Alan to Tony. All right. We have some exciting news in B&I Colorado. We have a new managing director. His name is John Lyon, and he has been with us for a couple of weeks now, and he is going to take you soaring to new heights. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and say hi to everybody?
Yeah, well, thanks for the warm welcome. I live in Palisade, Colorado, so I am a Western Sloper, but I've only been here for 3 years. I was in Denver for about a decade prior to that. So come from a long background of sales and sales leadership experience. So I'm really excited to get to know everybody and work with all the whole team to make us a stronger unit together. My hobbies are typical of a lot of Colorado people anyway, just mountain biking, climbing, snowboarding. So snowboarding's taking precedence at the moment for the hobbies.
Yeah. Do you guys have a lot of good snow over there right now?
Up on the Mesa does, and we've been getting some pretty consistent conditions with this atmospheric river, they're calling it.
An atmospheric river. In Seattle, we just call that rain. It's just all the time, all the time. Well, welcome, John. I am very excited for this region to have somebody who can grow, because when we have more people in our networks, more of the quality people we already have, and we get more of them, that means everyone's businesses can achieve the goals that they have. And in January is a time we are thinking a lot about goals. And so think this year about how John and the regional team can help you meet the goals you have for your business by meeting the right people, making those connections. So, and I'm loving seeing all of this about what people appreciate about their chapter success coaches. You have a good team, John, and I think you guys are going to do a great bit of work in 2023. So this will be the last roundtable that I will be hosting. You get to hear from somebody else now. We keep it interesting in Colorado. Every 6 months or so, we're going to mix it up. And so next month, we've got a new link for you and new roundtable information, and John will be taking the team from there. So stay tuned for more information about that. And John, I'm going to keep you talking for just a little bit longer and see in your short time with BNI, or just even in the last week or so, what is a core value that is really resonating with you, or one that you've seen in action here?
Yeah, building relationships has been the biggest one for me so far. I've had the privilege to meet with all the coaches, and I got to meet with Larry Kettle one-to-one on Friday at Starbucks in Clifton. So that was really nice to just get to know everybody. And I really appreciate how welcoming everybody's been in terms of just offering help or just welcoming. So I look forward to continuing that and contributing as much as I can to this strong team already. So
true. Strong team, strong members. I love the culture in the Colorado BNI region, all the parts of the Colorado region. So I would agree, building relationships, hugely important. Does anybody else have a core value that they have seen particularly active maybe in the new year? Here we are on January 9th. Anybody see something? Feel free to raise your hand, and let's hear from maybe one or two other people in our chapters, people who have seen core values in action with BNI. They're everywhere, undoubtedly. They're everywhere. But they're very quiet because no one's answering.
Hey, Jenny, I'll go.
Yeah, Chris.
I think the idea of traditions and innovation is interesting. It's been said that it's hard to hold two opposing thoughts at the same time, and traditions and innovation are kind of that way. But I do think that I noticed in one of the chapters I'm involved with that they came up with some, just on their own, some incentives to motivate, kind of financial incentives, but to motivate people to not only invite members, but if those members chose to join, that there might be a little bit of a, not very much, but a little bit of a financial incentive for them. And I think that it's not a BNI policy, but I just thought that it's like sometimes it helps to try something new.
Yeah.
And so I do think that we kind of have to think outside of the box. I hate that term, but we do have to kind of think outside of the norms and come up with new ways to invite people and to build our chapters. And there's lots of different ways of doing that, but I think sometimes you got to stop doing just the same thing you've always been doing and figure out how to do something new. And I think it goes along with the idea of innovation being important if we're going to grow. Yes,
it is my favorite core value because it is my most challenging. I'm a traditions girl. I want it to be the same way all the time. So it's good for me to push with innovation. And you're right, those opposing ideas are actually really, really good for us. So thanks for that reminder, Chris. Let's do some recognition. There has been good stuff happening in the month of December. So we want to make sure we recognize you people and you chapters because you're the best. Look, these three people are saying it for you. You're the best. Who's the best? Donna, I think you have a few slides of people who are the best. Why don't you tell us about some people?
I do. So I was talking to several of my chapter members and asked them to nominate who they thought in their leadership team was outstanding. I don't have the thing. Is there a slide that has the quote or no? If not, I'll go look for it.
No, I don't have, all I have is the slide.
Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can find that real fast.
Okay.
Somebody was telling us how amazing Beth is, that she brings a great energy to the chapter. She brings cute and fun little trophies for their notable networkers at the beginning of every month.
Oh.
And there she's got like a gnome and a giant $ necklace thing. So you look like, you know, a rapper. She's got all kinds of great little prizes, and the energy and the enthusiasm and the organization that she brings to her chapter has been really great. And that information was sent to me by Jen McCain. So Beth, when you go back, thank Jen for that.
That's great. Thank you, Beth, for being such a great leader in your chapter.
Okay, I also get to talk about Dr. Zach Jaskinia. He's the president of Capital Gains. He was nominated by one of the newest members in his chapter, who said that his enthusiasm, his leadership, and the way he holds his chapter accountable is one of the main reasons she chose to join that chapter rather than another chapter. And she came from a BNI group in a different state. And she was so impressed with Zach that she wanted to be a part of what he was leading in his chapter. So thank you, Zach, from Julia Rezkala.
That is very impressive, because not many people really appreciate accountability, but that's a great example of accountability as a core value in action, that it is appealing. It's good for us, right? Like having that smoothie somebody was having for lunch, that protein shake.
Right. And then Sue Buck is the vice president of the Front Range Business Leaders. And she was nominated by a new member in her chapter as well, who said that she comes with energy, positive attitude, and she encourages her chapter to rise up to the level of expectations that she holds herself to. So thank you, Sue, from me and Santiago.
Nice.
So also,
Awesome.
if any of you chapter members have somebody amazing in your chapter that you want to nominate, please send that to your CSC so we can get it in the slideshow for next month. And if you think that being a CSC is fun, you are right. We would love to have you join our team. So think about doing some fun stuff and join us on our chapter success coach team. Thanks.
Love it. Love it. Great recognition. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate the recruiting. I appreciate the recognition. All good things. All good things. All right. John, why don't you talk a little bit about your close neighborhood region and what is going on here in the world? What?
Yeah, in 2022, the Western region was in Colorado was the second largest for growth in the world, not just the country, not just the Western United States, the whole world. So growing by 50 members in 2022, you know, it was really awesome to see. You know, there's a lot of people to thank here, but I mean, man, that just like lights a fire under you, and it's right in the backyard where I'm at. So it was awesome when I was first accepting this offer, just to be like, wow, like this is where we're at. And I figured the Independence Monument would be a good representation of a geographical trophy that's already out there.
Yeah. And they were recognized, this region, you all were recognized at the global convention in Singapore in November. And the 50 plus members may not say, if you're in Denver or in one of the regions just north of Denver, that may not seem like a really big deal, except there are only 8 chapters in this whole region, and they grew by 50 members. So Alan and Larry and Laura Ross, you guys have been doing amazing stuff in your chapters, all the way from Durango up the western side of the state. So congratulations, you get it. You get that having more people in your network is good for your business. So thank you for supporting your chapters, and thank you, chapters, for listening to what we think is really good for your businesses, because it's paying off and it's going to be good for everybody. Congrats. All right, I always like to recognize who the green chapters are, and I'm so glad when we have more chapters each month, because you're doing the things successful members do all around the world, and those successful members renew over and over again and keep having good results. So easy being green, it is not, But these chapters have managed to do that. So take a look at these. Some you see over and over again. They get it. They're doing the work. They're doing the BNI. They're getting the results. And there are some new ones on here. 6 Degree Connections, not surprising, is on here because this is probably, we don't even need to change the slide, because do you know what, Megan Feldman, are you able to unmute and tell us what's amazing about 6 Degree Connections being on here again for December?
Yeah, so 6 Degree Connections has been in the green the entire 12 months of 2022. Every single month, they were at the top of the leaderboard in the green, just absolutely showcasing pure BNI and the BNI way. Their members they did over $4 million in thank you for closed business last year. It was like close to like 90 grand per seat in the chapter. So for any chapters that are really wanting to see an incredible way to do a meeting and to just really live pure BNI, check out 6 Degree Connections, because they really have such an amazing chapter. They're one of the few chapters that meets over a lunchtime, so they're Thursdays at 11. So when they put out those sub requests, definitely come and check them out. But I just want to take a moment to just really celebrate them, because they put in a ton of hard work last year. Their leadership team put in a ton of hard work, and it really, really paid off in the end. So super proud of them. And I know that they've all reaped the rewards in their own personal businesses as well, which is what we're all here for.
Exactly, exactly. I love when we can see the connection between everybody doing the BNI things to be green, and they're making money, so they're getting green. That's why we keep saying this is a good thing for you to do. So I would guess any of you who are leaders in a chapter that might be struggling to get out of the color in the traffic lights that you're in to get into the next color, you might want to look at these websites and see if anybody in these chapters want to have a one-to-one with you. What's working in your chapter? Because we've got a couple of these Southwest Business Builders Referral Powerhouse. A couple of these are on the western side. We've got some north, some right in Denver. So wherever you may be, there are people in these chapters. They're doing it. They're cranking. They're consistently passing referrals. You can bring some ideas that will help your chapter back to your chapter as well. So congratulations, all you chapters in the green. All right, before we go into our breakout rooms for various topics that you may choose, I wanted to just give a little overview at the beginning of the year, because here we are in January, brand new year. Some people say new year, new you. We have new goals, new possibilities, new habits, whatever it is. And I'm going to point you to some things that are happening this year that are coming up BNI wise. But I wanted you to think in this beginning of the year about the rhythm of your chapter, because the rhythm of your chapter life is kind of already determined by BNI to some degree. And I'm not sure that everybody is aware of how that works. So I wanted you just to see, if we want to grow in our chapters, if we want to have more people passing referrals, this is definitely a possible way to look at it. If you divided up your year into quarters, as many people do for their businesses, so it's pretty intuitive anyway. And if you thought every quarter we want to have some sort of an anchor event, some sort of a thing where we invite people, it wouldn't have to be a stack day. It could be contact spheres. It could be what we used to do for extravaganza. It could be a lot of things. But what if you planned your whole year? And if those of you on the leadership team now planned it all the way through December, you're going to be done with your role at the end of September. But what a great giver's gain thing to give your incoming leadership team next a quarter of events and some plans that they can just step right into. So we always have International Networking Week, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We are right here on the calendar. We are just staring down the barrel of International Networking Week coming up here the first week of February. And then in the second quarter, we'll lean into those visitor days in the spring. We always want to do a push. It's a great time for people to grow. They're through the first part of the year. That springtime naturally makes us think of growth. And then what if sometime in July or August, you had a teacher appreciation event or a first responder event? People who come to your chapter just so they can find out what businesses are available in your community. They may not join your chapter, but teachers talk to a lot of people, and they know families who need roofers. They know people who need massage therapists. They know people who are buying and selling houses. So teachers are strategic people to know, as are lots of other ones. And then in the fall, have a homecoming event, do something at the end of the year to finish strong. You might even, I just pulled up a calendar, you could even celebrate sometime in this year your chapter anniversary. Some of you launched in 2004, early in the 1990s. Some of you are brand new chapters and you're just having your second or third anniversary. Some of you are about to have your first anniversary. These are great ways that great events you can invite people to say, hey, our chapter is 4 years old this week. We'll have a visitor event. But think of how you can market the businesses in your chapter by inviting people to hear from them. And the next opportunity that you'll have for that is International Networking Week. As I mentioned, it's the first full week of February when you may want to have some sort of a recognition event, for example, for the people in the last limited time offer Master Connector program. These are people who have sponsored 3 or more new members to a chapter in the last 6 months. That is a big deal because those people know people and they are now passing referrals as happy members of a new chapter. So I want to just have everybody unmute and give a round of applause for these Master Connectors. This is very important for your chapter. So let's unmute and have some crazy woohoo clapping.
Yeah.
So good. You know, each person knows about 150 people on average. So that means those contacts just came into chapters. And the Master Connector program, which we are resetting and starting again, means that everybody on this list who sponsored 3 or more members gets 3 additional months onto their membership. So their renewal date just moved 3 months and they can have more time to build relationships, more time to generate referrals, more time to do the things that will be good for their business. And if you get 6, you get another 3 months. So we're starting over. And if you have that on your radar, it's a great way to reward the people who come into your chapter, but also reward the people who are inviting those valuable members. Master Connector limited time offer. We'll be telling you more about that a little bit later. All right, as we have done for the past couple of months, I want to put you into breakout rooms and you will be able to choose your own adventure here. We have chapter success coaches who will be in each of these rooms. I'm going to set it up so that you can choose which room you want to go into. And we're going to give you a nice 15-minute chunk so that you can ask questions, you can have best ideas, share some practices that have worked for you or whatever you want to do. So allow participants to choose room. We'll give you 15 minutes. I also think it's worth mentioning that in the BNI Online 2.0, we have upgraded Online 2.0. We've also upgraded who you'll be talking to because Zach Roberts from the global product team is going to be in that breakout room. So if you want to open it up and ask him questions, he's great at that. He answers questions quickly and effectively and with a friendly demeanor. He's even wearing, if I'm not mistaken, he's wearing a BNI bow tie today because he knew he was coming to a very special place today. We have Megan Feldman, who's going to be in the visitor experience room. We have Donna Cole, who's going to be talking about new members and how you can onboard them as effectively as possible. Cindy Schote and Heather O'Connell are going to be talking about processing new applications. And I know a question has just come up today about, well, if we have a whole bunch of people applying, how do we go through that process in the best way? Heather McChesney will be talking about goals. Zach is in with BNI Online 2.0, and we're going to have Diane talking about websites. And if you want to have one of those great events about contact spheres, then Alan and Larry will be really great resources for you there. So I'll give you 15 minutes in the breakout room. If you have questions or you want to talk about something else, feel free to stay in the main room. And then we will hear what you have to say and what you learned when you come back from your breakout rooms. I hope that was the epitome of lifelong learning. That's our goal. That is the goal. Let's see, do we have everybody? Not yet. Pretty soon, the floodgates will open. There's Heather McChesney in her pretty red shirt. We both wore our power reds today.
We're so lucky that BNI is also red.
Aren't we?
Yep. I was just going to say it must be a BNI thing. Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay. Chris, you've got some power red going on. You're wearing red. Everybody's got the CF 2030 red. I don't know if we're all wearing brand compliant red, but that's a different story. All right, now that you are back in here, I would love to hear, I don't want to just hear what you learned. I want to hear something that changed your life. What did you hear in the last 15 minutes that means you will never be the same as you were 20 minutes ago? The bar is high. So raise your hand and unmute. I want to hear what you learned. Melinda, yes. Oh.
So excited about what I heard, and I'm sorry I didn't get the gentleman's name written down, but we were part of the new member and the Passport to Success. And I wrote down his verbiage. The leaders in the group, the mentors, are the cultural ambassadors of the chapter. And I was like, spot on. You know, the engagement, mentors set the culture. It was awesome.
That clicked for you, huh? Yeah, I love that. Cultural ambassadors. It's so true because everything the new members learned, they learned from you. Yeah, so good. What else? I know nobody wants to follow up that nugget, right? Shayna.
Hey, so I was in the visitors experience, and what I really loved was a gentleman named Scott from Quantum, someplace on the Front Range. He was saying that he runs contests for however many people can bring the most visitors into their group. And I thought that was genius. In addition to, during the interview process, really set the bar high for bringing visitors for new members, because then it kind of gets the steam under the pants of the old seasoned veterans that are like, I've already invited everybody, but now this new dog is like invited 10 people in the past couple months.
Yes. Yes. That's a great example of traditions plus innovation too, right? This is how we've always done it, which is the kind of the death knell of any organization to say we've always done it this way. But yeah, let's have some new energy, some new ideas, bring new people into the chapter. That's great, Shayna. Thank you. Anybody else? I love hearing these ideas. The revelations, as it were. Cultural ambassadors. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, if you think
Jenny?
of anything else. Oh, yeah.
I'll share one, and you've heard this, several people have. And Larry, who is one of our chapter success coaches, as of recently, he is not a long-term chapter success coach, but looking at contact spheres, what Larry did is he made, as the president of a chapter, he made cutouts, poster-sized cutouts of silhouettes of people and listed the contact spheres that were missing of people in the room, set extra chairs around the tables and had those people sitting there in the meeting to show them what it would look like if they had those people, which then gives you the opportunity to start thinking about how else can I grow contact spheres? How else can I make connections with these people? So it's a great visual to help the chapter see and feel what it would be like with more people in the room.
Yes, I never get tired of hearing that. Go ahead, Larry.
Well, I just see such value in working each other's strengths and not just critiquing each other's weaknesses. Alan Russell is strong in some areas that I am not strong in terms of numbers, in terms of how to work things. And I would say he is a really good analyst, and I'm like a synthesist. You know, I like to synthesize things and put them together, see how they can work together. But somebody also has to take them apart and see what's wrong with them, or what's right with them, or how we could do them better. And I just appreciate being able to work with Alan because we complement one another. And so I would say also in terms of our contact spheres and our power teams and those kinds of things is find people that complement each other in terms of if I don't have to just shore up my weaknesses, what I need to do is find other people who are strong in areas that I'm not strong in and utilize their help so we can be better together.
Better together. We should have talked about that all year last year. Oh yeah, we did. That's so true. And I think that's what makes a great leadership team and a great chapter is everybody just operating in your strengths. Do more of what you're really, really good at. Don't try to be mediocre at everything, and find other people who love what you hate and vice versa. So good stuff, good stuff. And I hope too that maybe you got some contact information of people in there, or you saw those green chapters and you want to know who to have a one-to-one with. We can all get great ideas. No one person owns all the good ideas. We can get all the good ideas. I just wonder, just as a kind of a random little check-in, did those of you who were in the BNI Online 2.0 breakout room, did you get questions answered? Do you feel like you have more? Because that one seems to be taking a little while to get traction. And I don't know if Zach is still with us, but did everybody have their, oh, I do see Zach with his bow tie. Hello, Zach. Did everybody have an opportunity to get your questions answered if you're an online or hybrid chapter? I wonder if there's anybody in that category who wants to say anything specifically.
Yeah, Jenny, it was a good breakout room. I think that he did a great job going through it and explaining, the value of being able to, for example, enter people's asks and then being able to run a report for the chapter so people can see what are all the asks that the chapter has. So it's not just a new Zoom feature. It's a integration with being able to contact other members, ask for one-to-ones and provide your ask. And so I think it's a really powerful tool. So if there's chapters out there that are not using it, hybrid or online, I would encourage you to definitely check it out.
That's great. Yeah, and I know that Zach is available multiple times through the week, at least twice, like today, for example, right after this call, if I'm not mistaken. Zach, you're going to have your office hours. Yeah?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And is there anything just in general for online or hybrid chapters that you would like to make as a sweeping statement before we go to the next thing?
No, I think the final thing I'll finish up on is for those of you that maybe used it in the past, we do have a new version that just got released. I think it was last week, Jenny, that we pushed that through. And so if you're on an older version, it's not going to work for you anymore. So we need you to get on the newest version, and that is available now through that same download link that you originally used. So we'll get that sent back out, and everybody will be getting a new email notification about it here in the next couple of days as well. So really excited to get that moving forward.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Zach. And with
it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have any of the office hours on Mondays or Thursdays are on both BNI Colorado websites. So you don't need to register. You can just say, oh, I'm going to do this. So it's 1 o'clock Mountain Time today, and it'll be 7 a.m. on Thursday. So if you want to get a little BNI Online 2.0, get your jam going for that before you hit the clients or the gym or whatever on Thursday, you can do that in the morning, and Zach will be happy to help you. Also, Zach@bni.com, super hard to remember, ZAC. We like to call him Zero, Zach Roberts. All right, let's make sure you know what you need to know. If you have any questions, please put those in the chat. I'm going to give you all the information of things that are on the calendar, things that are coming up, opportunities and resources for you. And then we will circle back to see if you have any questions about that. In the meantime, if you have more questions about any of the breakout rooms, put those into the chat and we'll circle back to those. Here are some reminders. Your next leadership roundtable will be on Monday, February 13th. We're always going with the second Monday of the month. So we're doubling your CEUs. So it's a great thing for you to do to get up into the green in the power of one. That is on both Colorado BNI calendars on the websites. Also tomorrow, tomorrow for Spirit Member Essentials, tomorrow is for any of your new members who have been in. They would have gotten an email from me if they have been in your chapter since November. But even older members, maybe you mentor coordinator types, you membership committee types, if you're thinking we've got some members who really need to brush up on the essentials, this is a place where they can go. They can register for that. It is also on both the BNI Western Colorado website calendar and BNI Denver Northern Colorado. This is best practices. If your chapter is struggling, maybe you've been in the gray for a while, or maybe a few members, this is a great thing. Let's say everybody will do this. It's another CEU, great best practices and strategies to make the most of the membership you have already so that your business can grow. Oh, who's this? What? Speaking of CEUs, if you would like to talk about recognition and join me and Steve Tenuzzo, my colleague and friend, every Friday we have these at 12 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be talking about recognition in the workplace. It's important in nonprofits. Is important. It's important in your families. It does something to our psychology. We are going to talk about good ways to do this in our chapters as well as in other places. So these are also on the calendars. Please feel free to register. Bring along everybody. Just one more CEU. It feels a little bit like I'm advertising just the things that I'm in charge of, and that might be a little bit true, but they are also things that are most relevant to your chapters right now. We took a little hiatus for the business book club, and now we are relaunching. We are starting with why in January. So the business book club banter is happening at the end of January. You still have a few weeks to read the book. The link is on your calendars. You can join us. We already have a lot of people. You know, those New Year's resolutions are real sticky in January. Let's see how they are come March or April. We'll see if people are still reading. And if you haven't yet from your chapter success coach, you should receive your slides, your chapter slides, whether you are in person or online. You can use these as part of your PowerPoint deck. It gives all the information for BNI in the US on one side, on the right, and you can customize it on the left side. So if we get somebody to step up and do regional speed networking here in Colorado, you could put that date on the calendar. When is the leadership roundtable? Put that on the slide for your chapter. And you can have the same chapter success meeting date for several slides in a row, so you make sure everybody in your chapter knows to come to your chapter success meeting. Yes, Alan.
I would like to know how many of you have attended one of the speed networking things nationally. There's a group of us here on the Western Slope that are getting ready to launch that regionally and also within the state. If you have not, I would encourage you to do that first and see the value, because it is huge, the people that you will meet and the things that you will learn by doing that. So if you haven't jumped on one of those on Tuesdays, please, please, please do. And then be watching for that to be coming our direction soon.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. It is such a great thing, because networking isn't just who can I do business with. It's what podcast should I listen to? What books should I be reading? Where should I be looking for, great resources for my business? So even whether it's in Colorado or beyond, it's a great thing. So thank you for that, Alan. We have new limited time offers, which means our 2- and 5-year membership rates have changed. If they haven't changed already on the regional websites, they will change very soon. We have people working on that, but there are many, many regional websites that all need to be updated. But I will send a copy of this slide deck out to you so that you can all have these resources available to you and check back on them. If you are a president, you might want to make sure that your visitor hosts have this information, because as they're meeting with visitors, it's important to know what the limited time offers are and what the prices are, not just for a 1-year membership, but also for 2- and 5-year. There are some people who are like, I know this will work for my business. I'm in for 2 years, and they save a considerable amount of money. And it's also good for the chapter to know that you're going to have somebody around for a long time. And speaking of limited time offers, I will go through these very quickly. They are in the slide deck of chapter slides that I showed you. So again, check with your chapter success coach. They're the people who have them. We still have this going as we did last year. Anyone who is a US veteran or the immediate families of active military are able to take advantage of this offer, fine print, all of that. Also, there are videos, short videos for all of these that I made on the BNI Team USA YouTube channel, so you can get more information there. Another one, this one, we have to redo the video for this one because we want to make sure everybody gets all the details, but we are so sure that BNI is good for business that if a new member doesn't double their investment in that first year, and they've done all the things to stay green in the power of one, the things we know are good for businesses, then we will give them their money back when they don't renew. We've not done that before, and it is a great confidence builder for new members to go, oh, they're serious. I can get my money back and double it. Yes, let me see this. And we know that by doing the things members do around the world, they are going to see a great return on their investment. Also, the Master Connector we mentioned earlier, sponsoring new members is good for everybody. So when you bring a visitor, make sure they know to put your name in the sponsor when they apply for membership, because we'll keep track of that. You will get 3 more months on your membership. This is the discount for 2- and 5-year memberships. Want to make sure you know about that. And finally, this is something that we have done in the past and we're doing it again. Certificates of credit. Make sure you're asking your visitors, have you ever been in BNI before? Because some of them have several months worth of credit from a past membership, maybe years ago, and they can come back into your chapter with no extra fees to write out that. And we know that they're going to have such a great experience in your chapters that they are going to want to renew as soon as that's done. Mr. Russell.
Also, if you're not sure on that, reach out to your chapter success coach. They can identify people who have those certificates of credit issued. Sometimes businesses, someone comes in for a business and the business has a certificate of credit and they are not aware of that. It's because it is from years ago, and those are there and they're not that hard to search.
Yeah, that's very good. Another great resource that your coach can be for you. And these are just continuing. The nonprofits in your chapters still will get a new nonprofit will get the first year of their membership free. We are hoping they will see what a great connection it is between business and nonprofits that they'll want to renew after that. And also PayPal for new members and renewing members. So these are ongoing. Just want to make you aware of it as you are talking to visitor hosts and membership committees about new members and renewing members. Last quote for me to give to you ever. No. Networking is an essential part of building wealth, says Armstrong Williams. So if you want money, you got to know who's in your network. That's why we're doing BNI, isn't it? That's why we're doing it, because we know it works and we want to do it well for you. So let your regional team know how we can help you. Congratulations on earning 2 CEUs today over your lunch hour. Not too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. You did a really great job. So I'm happy to stick around for a couple of minutes if anybody has any questions. But if you have everything you need to succeed and have a wonderful life from here, then I release you into the wild and wish you well and abundant blessings. Thank you for your membership. Yes, Alan.
So those of you that are still here, just a quick hack. Jenny just told you to be sure you're entering your CEUs. Do that right now before you forget about it. And anytime in the meeting you hear somebody do an ask, where, for instance, last week we had someone that their ask was for a Google review for themselves and 3 other members. Put it in your calendar right then, right there, when you will get it done, and get it done. If it's in your calendar, it's more likely to get done. But instead of waiting or thinking you'll remember, or you'll think you'll remember to look at that piece of paper again, put it in the calendar right then and get that taken care of.
What a great suggestion. That's good. I see some heads nodding.
Just want to thank you, Jenny.
Yes.
Thank you for all of your help. You've been amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm still around. You can't
Thank
get
you,
rid of me.
Jenny. We really appreciate everything.
Thanks, Devin. Thanks. You know, you all still have my email address. I'm right here. Thanks.
You may be
everyone.
sorry you said that.
Yeah. Just don't wake me up too early.
Thanks, Judy.
We welcome you too, John. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
Take them to new heights, John. No pressure.
Right.
Just
That's what the
succeed.
launch background's for.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
All
All
right.
right. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.